10 most expensive MLS transfers including Defoe as Cucho Hernandez set for move. America's Major League Soccer has been one of the fastest growing leagues in the world of football over the past 15 years, and with that comes high salaries and huge transfer fees invested by its franchises. Although transfer fees are typically not as high as other leagues due to the MLS' convoluted transfer structure based on homegrown status and the players' contracts, some players have been able to secure high-profile moves to the States in recent years, such as David Beckham and Steven Gerrard. But in terms of fees, the bar continues to rise. Relegated Watford are set to sell attacker Cucho Hernandez to Columbus Crew for $10 million, £8.1 million. But it actually pales in comparison to other deals that have gone through over the years, as Daily Star Sport looks at the top most expensive deals in the American top flight's history. Swansea fans may remember a brief time when Pozuelo was on their books after impressing earlier in his career at Real Betis. But it was his time in Belgium with Genk that earned the Spaniard the biggest move of his career to join big spending Toronto. The playmaker proved to be a shrewd signing for the MLS outfit, with Pozuelo emerging as a key member of the squad. Since his $11.2 million transfer in 2019, he has scored 28 goals and assisted 26 for the club, better than a goal contribution every other game. One of the USA's most famed players with 151 caps, Bradley was a trailblazer for American talent to move to Europe after joining Heerenveen in the Netherlands. He also spent time in Germany, as well as a loan spell with Aston Villa in 2011, before settling down at Roma. After becoming a mainstay with the Serie A giants, Toronto wanted to bring him back to the US and paid a record fee at the time of $11.2 million to secure the deal. Since then, he has made 270 appearances for the franchise and played a key role in their MLS Cup success back in 2016-17. It was one of the more surprising deals in Premier League at the time when Toronto offered a lucrative chance for Defoe to become an MLS star. Having scored 124 goals in the Premier League, he left Tottenham to head to the Canadian outfit in a deal worth $11.2 million, making the striker their designated player, one of 3 players allowed to earn a substantial salary. The former England international proved his worth with 12 goals and 3 assists in 21 appearances, but returned to England with Sunderland after less than a year in North America. Some deals are destined to be a success, but sadly for Los Angeles FC, one of their most costly deals proved to be their undoing. Having splashed out $12.7 million (£10.3 million) on Penarol winger Rodriguez in 2019, the Uruguayan who was 19 at the time failed to make an impression with 5 goals and 9 assists in 42 appearances for the club. His failure to settle saw him loaned out to Spanish outfit Almeria for the 2020-21 campaign in the second tier, but again, the midfielder struggled and failed to find the net in his loan spell. Back at LAFC for the 2022 campaign, he has hit 2 goals in 9 outings. Beckham may have some regrets about Inter Miami's first 7-figure signing after capturing Pizarro from Mexican side Monterrey for $13.5 million, £10.9 million. The Mexican joined up for the Miami-based franchise's debut campaign in professional football, but ultimately struggled to make much of an impression. Despite being named a designated player by the club, he managed just 7 goals followed in 47 appearances before he was loaned back to the Liga MX side on a 2-year deal. One of the names who had a hand in Lille's shock League One title triumph in 2020-21, Araujo opted to capitalize on the opportunities in front of him by sealing a move to MLS with Atlanta United in 2021. The 26-year-old had only scored 18 goals in 136 games for Lille, so quite what Atlanta were expecting from the Brazilian in terms of goals is anyone's guess. In his debut campaign, he bagged 5 goals in 17 appearances to mark a decent return. Having shelled out $13.5 million to seal his signature, it seems Araujo has a bright future to look forward to with the Georgia-based outfit. Like many new entrants to the MLS, FC Cincinnati raised some eyebrows when they snatched Brazilian talent Brenner from Sao Paulo last year. He had been linked with a move to Europe, but ultimately it was Cincinnati who stumped up the money, believed to be $13.5 million, to seal his transfer from Brazil after 11 goals for the Brasileirão side. The young designated player scored 8 times in his first campaign in 43 appearances, but could not stop his side from finishing rock bottom of the 14-team Eastern Conference division. In 2018, Atlanta made waves in the world of football when they paid $14.5 million to sign Argentinian wonderkid Barco from Independiente. Sadly, the attacker's spell with the club has not gone to plan. With only 11 goals in 78 games, Barco has failed to set MLS alight as it was predicted when he made the move from Argentina. And his future in America looks bleak as he was easily now 23. Barco is on loan at River Plate back in his home nation after being replaced in the designated player by the club's newest recruit Almada. One of the longest transfer sagas in recent memory finally saw the Vélez Sarsfield talent seal his $16 million transfer to join Atlanta United. Almada had been linked with a move to the Premier League after interest from Leicester City, but the 22-year-old opted for a new adventure in MLS. In his debut campaign, he has scored twice and assisted 3 goals in 11 appearances. Remarkably, in order to make room for the Argentine, Atlanta loaned their previous record purchase Barco to River Plate for the 2022 campaign. While the MLS records suggest Almada's deal could be worth more than Martinez's $18 million transfer, Atlanta are one of the few clubs turn a profit from their record buy. The striker, full name Gonzalo Martinez, arrived from River Plate in 2018 with a big reputation after making his international debut for Argentina. But that initial excitement eventually wore down after 11 goals followed in his 2 seasons at the club. He was flogged to Saudi Arabian outfit Al Nassr for $20 million and has so far failed to rediscover his goalscoring form. What a pity.